Good morning, garden friends, and welcome back to another peaceful day in my backyard garden. My animals are already awake and waiting for breakfast, especially my cats, who seem to think I'm moving a little bit too slow this morning. The white cat is my sweet cat Cookie. She's about 12 years old. And little Angel, my black kitten, who's halfway grown into adulthood. He's a little rascal and a complete blessing to my family. I found Angel in a parking lot about 6 months ago, all alone. Of course, I had to take him home. And finally, after all this time, Angel and Cookie are now friends. Now I'm going to feed my other dogs. Yes, other dogs. Abby is not the only dog I have. I also have 2 Labrador retrievers, Daisy and Duke. Duke is the black lab and Daisy is the yellow lab. You won't see Daisy and Duke in my videos because they're not allowed in my garden, but they have the whole other side of the house all to themselves. I put them in these kennels just to eat so they don't fight over their food. Honestly, I couldn't imagine a garden without animals. They're so special, and I really believe they're gifts from God. When God placed Adam and Eve in a garden, He told Adam to tend to the animals and name them all. I feel it's our responsibility to be kind to them, take care of them, and nurture them because they are gifts from God. And I couldn't imagine my garden without my animals, my precious animals. Now it's time to clean off my patio. I usually do this a couple times a month, and honestly, it's so much easier than sweeping. As I work out here in the garden, I can't help but thank God for blessing me with good health. At age 63 years old, I'm so grateful that I'm still able to garden, stay active, take care of my grandchildren, and enjoy working outside without pain. Every flower I plant and every little garden chore reminds me not to take any simple blessing for granted. All glory to God. In case you didn't know, I water my entire garden by hand. I use a hose for the back part of my garden, and for the plants underneath my patio, I use a watering can. To some people, this might sound like a lot of work, but for me, it's one of the most peaceful parts of my day. It gives me a chance to slow down, get close to my plants, notice all the little changes, and truly enjoy the garden one area at a time. There's something so calming about the sound of running water, the early morning air, and being surrounded by God's beautiful creation. It's these quiet moments in the garden that are truly good for my soul. For me, watering by hand also teaches patience. Most plants, unlike this creeping Jenny, grow slowly, and watering by hand reminds me that good things often take time. Watering by hand also creates quiet moments with God. Without rushing, my mind has space to pray, think, and be thankful for these beautiful vincas that continue to bloom in my garden every year. It also helps me notice the small details in creation, like these beautiful new blooms on my Canterbury bells and the sweet little bees visiting them. Watering by hand also feels nurturing and purposeful because I'm caring for something living, and there's beauty in tending to what God has entrusted me with. It encourages gratitude. Every healthy flower, vegetable, or strawberry becomes a reminder of God's provision. This is my little succulent propagation station, and every once in a while I like to give everything a good hose down to wash away the dust and help all of my garden decor shine a little brighter in the sunlight. I found most of these birdhouses and little decorative birds at thrift stores over the years, and somehow they all came together to create one of my favorite little corners of the garden. It may seem simple, but this little space truly makes me happy. It's colorful, peaceful, and full of little details that make the garden feel cozy and alive. Speaking of color, look at my gorgeous lantana. The colors are so vibrant and fiery, it almost looks like it's glowing in the sunlight. I especially love the way it contrasts with my bubblegum pink petunias. The combination of those bright warm tones and soft pink flowers makes this little area feel so cheerful and alive. Moments like this make me so grateful to God for the gift of eyesight and the ability to experience the beauty of His creation, the colors and textures, and the tiny details in every flower. Well, it all feels like artwork painted by the greatest artist of all. Now it's time to clean up around my beautiful bougainvillea vine, which has finally finished blooming. For now. This plant is always such a showstopper in my garden. It blooms about 6 times a year. When it's covered in blooms, it creates the most beautiful wall of bright purple flowers and makes this whole area feel so vibrant and alive. Of course, all those gorgeous blooms eventually fall to the ground and leave quite a mess behind. So today I'm raking everything up and freshening up this area. But honestly, I don't mind this chore at all. To me, it's totally worth it for all the beauty this vine brings throughout the year. Sometimes the messiest plants are also the most breathtaking. It always feels so satisfying to clean up an area in the garden, even though I know it will probably get messy again in another month or so. There's still something peaceful and rewarding about refreshing the space and making everything feel neat and tidy again. And of course, nothing goes to waste in my garden. I'll share this pink bougainvillea mulch with my chickens because they love scratching through it. And in return, they bless me with fresh, beautiful eggs each day. Just another gentle reminder of God's provision and care in the simple rhythms of life and in my cozy little garden.